2 years ago, at 76, my doctor looked at my chart and said something that left me completely speechless. In 35 years of practice, I've never seen numbers reverse like this. He leaned forward, clearly intrigued, and asked with genuine curiosity, "What exactly have you been doing for the past 18 months?" The complete answer is what I'm going to share with you right now, word for word, without holding anything back, because I believe this information could save your life the way it saved mine. My name is Jack. I'm 78 years old, and for the first time in 20 years, I woke up this morning without any joint pain, without that mental fog that used to follow me everywhere, and with energy that honestly embarrasses my 52-year-old son. He watches me climb stairs with shopping bags while he needs to stop halfway to catch his breath. He sees me working in the garden for hours while he complains about back pain after 30 minutes. This isn't genetics and it isn't luck. It's as the result of a radical decision I made 3 years ago when I hit absolute rock bottom and thought my best days were permanently behind me. Back then, my life was the complete opposite of what it is today. I was forgetting names of people I'd known for decades, people I went to church with every Sunday. I was losing my keys at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times, and my wife would find them in the strangest places. I had to quit golf, a sport I loved passionately for 40 years, because I simply couldn't walk 9 holes anymore without feeling like my legs would completely give out. My knees ached, my back hurt, and every morning felt like waking up in someone else's broken body. My doctor called me in for a serious talk and said something I'll never forget. "Jack, your blood work, your memory scores, your inflammation levels, everything is going exactly where we don't want it to go. At this rate, in 5 to 7 years you'll need full-time care." That sentence hit me like a freight train going full speed. I'm a proud grandfather who worked his whole life, built my family with my own 2 hands, raised 3 kids, and I simply refused to end my days depending on other people for basic tasks, like getting dressed or remembering my grandchildren's names. This wasn't how my story was going to end. I had too much left to do, too many grandkids to watch grow up. So I made the most important decision of my life. I went deep into studying the only proven places on Earth where people routinely live past 100 in perfect health. The so-called blue zones. But here's the crucial point that changed everything. I didn't move to Sardinia. I didn't relocate to Okinawa. I didn't abandon my life or my home. What I did was systematically adapt every single secret from these regions to regular modern life, using normal grocery stores, on a reasonable budget, within my real-world schedule with real-world constraints, and in 18 months, absolutely every single one of my markers reversed in spectacular fashion. My blood pressure dropped from 148/92 to 118/76. My C-reactive protein, which measures inflammation and was dangerously high at 4.8, plummeted to 0.7. My mocha memory test jumped from 22 points to 29 out of a possible 30, and I lost 31 pounds without ever setting foot in a gym or doing a single burpee. Today, I am going to show you the exact Blue Zones morning routine that did 80% of this work. It takes me 29 minutes every single morning, costs less than $4.50, and it's the reason my doctor now uses my blood work as an example for other patients who think change is impossible. He literally shows my results to people 20 years younger than me and says, "Look at what's possible when you do the right things consistently." Everything starts with what I call the Blue Zones wake-up walk, which lasts exactly 4 minutes. Right after getting out of bed, even before my first cup of coffee, I walk slowly around the house while practicing a specific breathing technique. I learned from studying Okinawan centenarians who still work in their gardens at 95. Studies show this alone reduces cortisol by 23% and improves hippocampal function, the part of the brain responsible for forming and retrieving memories. It's not running, it's not intense exercise, it's not meant to exhaust you. It's just conscious movement with intentional breathing, greeting the day with gratitude and presence. Then comes what really changed everything. The Blue Zone's breakfast. Every single day, 362 days a year, with only 3 exceptions for special occasions, I eat exactly the same thing. 1 cup of cooked black beans, canned, is absolutely fine as long as you rinse them thoroughly, seasoned with fresh garlic and good olive oil. Half a cup of fresh or frozen blueberries. Exactly 7 walnuts. No more, no less. 1 thick slice of sourdough bread rubbed with fresh tomato and drizzled with quality extra virgin olive oil. Black coffee or green tea. Never with sugar. Never with artificial sweeteners. This exact plate is eaten by 90% of Blue Zone's centenarians across 5 different continents. Harvard followed 120,000 people for 34 years and found that those who ate beans daily lived on average 8 to 11 years longer than those who didn't. This isn't theory, it's population mathematics backed by decades of research. When I saw those numbers, I understood I wasn't just changing my breakfast. I was making a daily investment in my longevity, in my ability to see my great-grandchildren grow up. After breakfast comes what I call the 9-second grandkids laugh rule. Every single morning without fail, I call or text one of my grandchildren and make them laugh in under 9 seconds. It might sound silly or trivial, but research from the Loma Linda Blue Zone shows that strong social connections add a minimum of 7 healthy years to your life. This is my daily deposit into that account. Sometimes it's a dumb joke. Sometimes it's a funny photo. Sometimes it's just a silly voice. But it always happens. Always generates genuine laughter. Always strengthens our bond in ways that matter more than I can express. Later in the day, between 5 and 6 in the evening, I practice what I call the downshift hour. For 1 complete hour, I totally disconnect from everything stressful. No news, no phone, no email, no stress of any kind. I water my tomatoes, play with the dog, or just sit on the porch watching the day end and the sky change colors. This single hour lowered my blood pressure more than any medication ever did in 15 years of trying different prescriptions. At first, it was incredibly hard. I felt guilty for not being productive, not checking things, not staying informed, but then I understood that restoring my nervous system is the most productive thing I can possibly do for my long-term health. That's literally it. For simple things done with absolute consistency. No expensive supplements, no experimental therapies, no $800 red light panels or cryotherapy chambers. Just Blue Zone's principles adapted for grandfathers who still want to live as strong, independent, capable men who contribute to their families and communities. The proof is in results that anyone can see with their own eyes. I have photos from 3 years ago where I had a protruding belly, tired face, dark circles under my eyes, lifeless expression. Today, I'm the same man, same height, 31 pounds lighter, taking 0 medications. My doctor said exactly this last month. Jack, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And teach this to every patient I have, because they need to see that change is possible. That's exactly why I started this channel. Because if it worked for me, a stubborn 78-year-old grandfather who was practically giving up on ever feeling good again, it can work for absolutely anyone willing to make simple changes consistently. Every Tuesday and Friday I am going to show you one more Blue Zone's secret that actually works in 2026. Not in theory, but in real life. No abstract theory, just what's keeping this 78-year-old grandfather absolutely crushing life and feeling better than I did at 55. If you're over 65 and tired of hearing that all of this is just normal aging, that there's nothing you can do about it, that you just have to accept decline, then you need to subscribe to this channel right now. In the next video, I'm going to share something that could completely change your life trajectory, just like it changed mine. If this content made sense to you, leave a like so more people can find this information and start their own transformation. And tell me in the comments, what has been the biggest obstacle you've faced trying to improve your health after 60? Was it lack of good information, lack of motivation, or just exhaustion from trying things that don't work? I want to read every single response, because your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to make the decision that changed my life. Live long, live strong. I'll see you in the next one.